Hi there, Perfecto Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, I've teased it long enough, so in this quick video, I'm gonna show you how I'm adding extra channels to the Friedman Jose Arredondo Tribute Amp using the Tone King Imperial Preamp. Let's go. Okay, so here's a quick backstory for those of you seeing this for the first time. A few videos back, I picked up this very Jose Arredondo tribute amp at Dave Friedman's workshop. And somewhere in that video, I asked Dave if I could use the Tone King Imperial Preamp to add clean and crunch channels to this single channel fire breathing monster. And he instantly got what I was planning to do.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That's what you're doing.
Yes, that's the plan. Now, jumping back to the present, I have tried it. It works great. And I've quickly put together this small pedal board to show you guys how I'm hooking everything up. Now, I do have to mention that this video is not sponsored. None of the brands that you see on screen are paying for this video. And I am, publishing this primarily to share some cool things that I have come up with. But if you want to support me and my work on this channel, please drop by the video description and use my affiliate links to your favorite music retailer to go gear shopping. Every little bit helps in, making these videos for everybody to enjoy. Thank you so much. Okay, now what makes this setup possible is the smart routing implementation on the Tone King Preamp. So aside from your 1/4-inch guitar input, your 1/4-inch left and right outputs, and the left and right XLR outs, the Tone King Preamp also has a built-in AB box. That allows you to slave the preamp of whatever amp head or combo that you want to use it with, as long as that amp also has an effects loop. The ins and outs are clearly marked on the Imperial Preamp itself, which makes it easy to follow this whole routing setup. So your guitar goes into the guitar input, then take a guitar cable, plug it to where it says to amp input, and plug the other end into your amp's input. And then from your amp's effects send, plug it back into the Tone King Imperial where it says send in. And then plug in the last cable to where it says to effects return, and then plug the other end into your amp's effects return. And just like that, your guitar amp's preamp section is now slaved to the Tone King Imperial AB routing switching system. And then from here, I can switch back and forth between the Friedman Jose and the Tone King channels using the bypass button. This is the Jose. Now, aside from the high gain noise, you can also tell that the amp is active via the blinking lights on the Imperial Preamp. Now I'm going to hit bypass again. Light goes solid, and now I am in the Tone King Imperial Preamp's rhythm channel. And then from here, I can use the channel switching on the Imperial Preamp to go into the lead channel. Turn on the tremolo. So in simpler terms, this is clean to crunch, and then this is now your dirty Jose tone. Now, another cool thing about this setup is even though the Friedman Jose does not have its own onboard reverb, because it's hooked up to the Imperial Preamp, it now shares, the Tone King reverb and tremolo. So here is the rhythm channel's reverb. And should you need it, you can even add tremolo to the Jose tone. However, there's one thing you need to keep in mind. The Imperial Preamp remembers the reverb and tremolo settings for each channel. So if I turn on the tremolo on the rhythm channel, and I switch to the lead channel where I didn't engage the tremolo, it turns it off automatically. However, the reverb and tremolo settings are not carried over to the AV switch. So if I am on the rhythm channel with the tremolo engaged, the tremolo carries over when I switch to the Jose. So there is a little bit of tap dancing involved if you want to go from a tremolo clean to a straight up dirty tone. Probably because the AB channel only swaps whatever active channel you have on the Tone King with your external amp or preamp. So rhythm channel with tremolo, Jose with tremolo, and then if I go to the lead channel, now it is Jose without the tremolo. I don't know if it's possible with a future firmware update, but I really would like the external preamp to have its own reverb and tremolo settings, independent of the rhythm and lead channels on the Tone King. Now, the Imperial Preamp also takes out a lot of the guesswork when incorporating other pedals in your rig. And that is made simple by the onboard effects loop, which has a mono send and stereo return. So to quickly prove this concept, I hooked up my Eventide H9 harmonizer right here to the Imperial Preamp's effects loop. That way I can add a host of other effects like delay, that's on the rhythm channel, delay on the lead channel, and of course delay on the Jose. And with the H9 hooked up, I can also call up other presets like my detune preset, the thick one. So that takes care of the post-dirt modulation and delay effects. However, I have an extra pedal right here that I put in front of everything, for extra gain boosts and such. This is my new signature pedal, the DBD, a collaboration with J Craft of the Philippines. And I just patched it in just like you would any other regular pedal. So my guitar goes into the DBD and the DBD output goes into the Tone King Imperial Preamp's input. And from there, it follows all the routing that I showed you guys earlier. So the right side of the DBD is based on the Boss SD2 Dual Overdrive's red channel. So I have that option. And I can also use it as a gain helper, either on the Imperial Preamp's lead channel, or with the Jose. Now the left side is an analog delay with a clean boost. So I have it set to a fairly short delay, around 300 milliseconds, just as a thickener. And then the delay mix is also on the low side. That way, when I switch to the dirtier channels, it doesn't overpower everything. Now, the final feature I wanted to show you guys are the XLR outs on the Imperial preamp. I've actually plugged the XLR outs to their own tracks on my DAW, and I've been recording everything along with the mic cab that you're hearing in the room. So yes, you can also send your external amp to front of house using the Tone King Imperial Preamp's XLR outs. And these will use whatever IRs are loaded on the Imperial preamp. However, like with the reverb and tremolo settings, the cab IRs are also dependent on whatever's loaded on the Imperial preamp's channels. So if you have different cab IRs on each channel, that can be a cool option, as long as you remember what you're switching into. So here's my rhythm channel cab IR. And this is the Jose into that IR. And now this is the Jose into the lead channel's cab IR. Of course, if you don't want to confuse your front of house engineer, just load the same cab IR on both channels. But I have to stress that while this is a very convenient way to send your guitar signal to front of house, it is not a silent stage solution. You still have to run your external amp into its own speaker load via a guitar cabinet or a reactive load box like this UAudio OX. The Imperial preamp is not a substitute for a speaker load, so you gotta run your tube amp safely. Okay, there you have it. That's how I'm adding Tone King clean and crunch tones to this fire-breathing Friedman Jose tribute single-channel amp. Once again, this video is not sponsored, so if you want to help this channel out, please give it a thumbs up, like, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and feel free to share it with your friends. And let me know what you think of this entire setup in the comments section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Here's a couple of videos that you can click to watch, then go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.